Welcome to
Coding with Kids.
My name is Kalia.
And my name is Andrew.
Today we're going to teach you Python.
So first we're going to make a list called numbers. So it's just like a variable, but there's square brackets, which is the list. Then we have 3 items, 1, 3, and 5. And these items are separated by commas. So in 2 other videos, we learned about list and list helper functions. Next we're going to do print 5 in numbers and print 8 in numbers. So the in will like be asking print a question. And here the question is an integer 5 in numbers and is an integer 8 in numbers, and then print is going to answer with true or false. So integer 5 is in the list numbers, so for the first one
true
is going to print true. Yeah. Then is integer 8 in numbers?
No.
So print will answer with false. Next we're going to do print 5 not in numbers. So here we have a not. So not in will ask print is 5 not in numbers? Well, 5 is in numbers, so
it's going to print false.
Yeah. Is 8 not in numbers? Is not in numbers, so print will answer with
true.
Yeah, so let's save it with Control S, go to the terminal and run it. List.py. So it did true, false, false, and true. Just as I said, so it worked. Next we're going to do cities equal Chicago, London, and Tokyo. So now we have a list called cities with 3 names of 3 random cities. Next we're going to do a for statement for city and city. So city is a variable, which is like the items. So it's going to repeat this for loop until it checks every item. So like for each item in cities, it'll print the item. So it'll print Chicago, London, and Tokyo because it's a for loop. And then when it's done with printing Tokyo, it'll stop. So let's save it and run it. So it did Chicago, London, and Tokyo. It worked. So next I'm going to do numbers equals then a bunch of numbers.
4277.
Okay. Then numbers.sort. So sort is a list helper function that will sort our items in our list. So here we have numbers, so it'll sort from smallest to greatest. So 4, 8, 15, 16, and so on. Next we're going to do for number and numbers. That means for each item in the sorted list, because we sorted the list. Then if number is more than 42, it'll break. So stop the for loop. If the number is checking, the item is checking is less than 42, it'll print the number. So I expect it to print 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42, and then it'll stop at 42. Let's save it and see what will happen. It did 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42.
And you was correct.
So it stopped at 42 because the next item in the sorted list was 55. So I checked the if again. Is 55 more than 42? 55 is more than 42, so it went to the break.
That means it stopped.
So next we're going to do value equals laptop, 7, phone, 3, DSLR, and 5. So we have a list called values with items of 2 data types, integers and strings. Next I'm going to do equipment equals 2 square brackets, which is an empty list. So we have 2 lists. Then for value and values, we're checking the items in values. If is instance, value string equals false. So the is instance function will get the type of the item we're checking if it's string, but there's equals false. So if the item is checking is not a string, it'll continue, which means it'll go back to the for loop and check the next item. If the item is a string, then it will equipment.append value. So append is a list helper function that will add an item to our list. So here we're adding the item we're checking. If it's a string, then we'll add it to equipment. So let's save it and run it. So after it checks all the items, we're going to print the equipment list. So save it and run it. Okay, so it did laptop, phone, and DSLR. So it checked all the items, and it did nothing with the integers in the list values, but it added the string items in values, which are laptop, phone, and DSLR, to the list equipment, and then it printed equipment, which is all the strings items. So next we're going to do import random and numbers equals 2 square brackets, which is an empty list. So import will tell Python we're using a module, and random is a built-in module. So in another video, we also learned about the Python standard library and modules. So we also have an empty list called numbers. Then while len, numbers, is less than 5. So len is a function that will tell you the length of something, and the length of our list numbers is the number of items. Is less than 5. Numbers.append random.random 100. So append is a list helper function that will add an item, and we need the random module because we're using the function randit. So randit will pick a random integer from 1 to 100, and we need to do random.randit because the random function is inside the random module, and the append function will add the random number into our list numbers until our numbers has 5 items. Then for number and numbers, that means for each item in the list numbers, then it'll print that number. And then if number is more or equal to 90, then it'll print found at least one number greater than 90, and then it'll break. Else, it'll print no numbers greater than 90. So if it can't find a number equal to or more than 90, it'll go past the if and go to the else of the forward statement. It'll print no numbers greater than 90, and then it'll always, even whatever it prints, it'll always print complete at the end. So save it and run it. So it did 92 already. That's the first number. And it printed the number, and then it checked the if. And 92 is more than 90, so it printed found at least one number greater than 90, and then it printed complete.
That was on the first try.
Wow! Let's do it again. 94 greater than 90 again. Please, please. Oh, the last number. The last number was more than 90. Let's see if we can get a list with no numbers more than 90. No numbers greater than 90. Complete. Yeah!
And Andrew said that, and the computer said, "Okay, Mr. Andrew." And then it followed Andrew's command.
One more time. No numbers greater than 90.
Oh. Maybe because Andrew didn't change its command, so the computer. Okay, I'll just say do what Andrew said.
That was fun. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe. Bye bye.